Do you always have to work on your writing? I mean, can't you take time off even for the holidays? You can, in fact, do what you want, and the holidays are a very good excuse to not be working towards your writing goals. But if you do want to make some progress during the holiday season, this video is for you. And let's be real, most of us don't get to dedicate so much time to our writing that we would need a meaningful break from it. So using this time to focus on your writing, it can be a good idea because you can often shirk on your other responsibilities just because it's Christmas. Get an annoying work email? You'll reply next year. Don't feel like cooking? Well, there's always Christmas food in the fridge. Let them eat that. Surely you can live on chocolate alone a couple of days. Or 3, 5. By the way, if you're new here, hi, I'm Katri. I'm your new writing bestie. And this is Protagonist Crafts, the place for people who are kind of obsessed with that whole writing thing. Yes, all year long, not just on holidays. By the way, I hope you like my only Christmas sweater. It's not just wrinkly, but you'll be glad to know that it also smells. So here are my quick tips on how to make progress on your novel writing journey, even during the Christmas holiday. And my first tip is carry a notebook with you. Something smaller than this, like maybe this size, it's very easy to just smuggle in with your handbag. And also, it just won't draw as much attention as a laptop will. Although, yes, people will probably ask questions, unless they know that you're a writer, in which case they're just going to be like, business as usual. She's sitting in the corner jotting down things for her stories instead of, participating like everyone else. She's weird like that. Who is she? I don't know. I have no clue who it could be. So yeah, you could just jot down ideas you get on the fly, maybe draft some scenes for the book that you're working on. Or if you hear anything interesting, you can write it down and then use it later. But most importantly, you will just look mysterious and cool. And here's an alternative. Maybe you will work on your laptop, but you can easily do this by closing the door. And every time someone tries to approach, be like, don't come in here, don't come in here. It will sound like you're wrapping Christmas presents, and they will definitely leave you alone. You'll surely get loads of writing done in peace, but just make sure that you get those presents wrapped up as well. And my next tip is go for a walk. And this is always a very good idea if you want inspiration or you're feeling stuck. But just in general, you should maybe walk more. And if you do this over the holidays, you get some peace and quiet, hopefully, or you just at least get to get away from other people. And if you got a problem in your story, then you can brainstorm it while you walk. It's often very helpful and definitely much more helpful than just sitting there trying to think about it. And another alternative is that you take someone with you for your walk, someone that you can talk about writing and stories with, and then you use them for brainstorming ideas with you, or you can use them as a sounding board. So be like, hey, what if I wrote about this and this? What do you think? This is especially helpful if you're around people that you like, but you don't get to see that often. So you get a new perspective and you get to spend time with this person. And again, asking people for their opinions, it's people like that. So don't be afraid to use people for brainstorming ideas. And my third tip is read, read, read. If you want to be a writer, you also need to be a reader. So you can read the books that you get for Christmas gifts, or read any books that you haven't got around to reading before. So you can very easily just tuck into your reading corner with your blanket and your book and with your mountain of chocolates. Well, chocolate is expensive this year, but a molehill of chocolate at least. So get some reading done while you can. And really, who could fault you for wanting to read the book that you got for Christmas just 5 minutes ago? Grab the book. Read it. And another alternative, if you're visiting other people, like maybe you have to stay over at someone else's place, go through their bookshelf, see what they like to read, and maybe get some inspiration and ideas there, and at least go into someone else's head that way to see what other people are interested in. Maybe you will get some ideas from there. And really, it's just nice being nosy. Will you find the 50 Shades of Grey in your elderly aunt's bookshelf? Maybe. You might be traumatized for life, but okay, I think it's worth it. And my fourth tip is pay attention to family gossip. So this is especially relevant if, again, you get to be around people that you don't get to see that often. So just pay attention to what people are talking about around the Christmas table. And if you hear something particularly juicy or interesting, write it down in a little notebook. And here's an alternative again. Ask someone about the most annoying person that they came across that year. Maybe don't do this at the dinner table, but maybe afterwards. Because, not only will you get ideas for very annoying characters, but this other person, they will love the opportunity to vent. So it's a win-win situation. And my final tip is be prepared for annoying questions and comments about your writing. Because yes, being around family, it can be taxing at best. And people, they have lots of opinions and weird ideas about writing, and sometimes they will lack manners and they will just say those things out loud to people who have done nothing wrong. So can you be prepared for those questions and comments? If yes, it can, help preserve your sanity. So my personal favorite is, writing. You won't get rich by doing that. Well, Uncle Jared, will you get rich by being an accountant? Didn't think so. Poor thing. And a new and exciting question to be answering at the Christmas dinner table. Oh, but won't you soon be replaced by AI? I don't know, Aunt Carol. Won't you? You're writing. When will you become famous? I don't know. When will you get some manners? And my personal favorite that works for this particular question and many other annoying questions and situations. Like when someone is like, oh, you're still continuing your silly writing thing, just say yes. Don't say anything else. Don't try to defend yourself. Just say yes and keep staring at them. Does it make them uncomfortable? I hope so. Sometimes the best thing to do is not to engage, especially when someone is trying to get a reaction out of you. Just, let them be stupid. Don't let them pull you into it. Just answer briefly and just don't explain yourself. Just stare at them. That will surely scare them into not asking any more stupid questions. There also an alternative. Maybe there will be nice questions. Maybe someone will ask, oh, how's your writing doing? I've been thinking about you. I hope your novel writing is going great. And that can be, how is your writing doing? It rarely feels like it's going great. You may be doing lots of progress, but do you often feel like, oh yeah, it's going great? Prepare an answer beforehand that you can just spit out. And also, oh, you're writing a novel. What is it about? This is my nightmare. Someone asks me what my novel is about. So maybe prepare an answer for that, either a real answer like, well, it's a story about no, and no. Or just be like, oh, well, it's a contemporary romance novel and just like, I'm not going to go into the details. Oh, did you see that? I think that was a flying reindeer. And then just scram. So I hope you have a lovely Christmas, whether you're celebrating the birth of Jesus or you just like chocolate and twinkly lights like I do. And I will see you next year.